What's happening here is we've got a Fassi crane on the back of these trucks. This particular truck hasn't got one, and the other trucks picked up this house, little house, and he's going to drop it on the back of this Arctic, and it's all being loaded by remote control, and they're all made of that fridge panel stuff. There's some behind us here. Panels and panels and more panels. There they all are. It's about 5 in the morning, and I guess that's the time to be shifting houses. I've nearly got this lined up, and once it's there, it's on a skid. You can just see the little skid just here, but she's down. They're happy with it. There she goes. She's on. Now they get the chains out and they chain it to the truck. And it just drops on the crane, or all just hanging loose, and they're going to get ready for the next one. And there's lights and flashing lights, and all these guys start real early. There's a set slot on the side of that building through which the chain gets put through, and they'll lock them down with the winches. And you can see the Fassi cranes coming down on top of this next building. There were 3 of them heading out, so there's 3 truckloads of these mini houses, I suppose you'd call them, but they've got the shop all in place now. They just need to hook that up, and that'll go on to the other truck. Interestingly, this Scania has done 1,000,000 K. Now, it doesn't look all that old, and I guess back in my day getting 1,000,000 K would take years and years and years, but not today, where you can drive from here to Invercargill and back, no worries. But back in my day, it was, you could only go 40 miles away from the nearest railhead. So there she is. She's all locked on, and he'll just move it out of the way, and they'll put the 3rd and final house onto the truck that has the Fassi crane on it. Not bad. But interesting about the truck, it's got a bit of a dip in the deck, like a transporter, and so on the back of that truck they've got a couple of frames that levels it up, so when they put the house on it, drivers hopping into the truck and a whole lot will move away. You can just see the little frame halfway along the second truck, and there's one on the back. And as I said, the Fassi's being operated by remote control. The stabilizers are out, and they're just behind the Fassi. And getting up at 4:30 and 3 o'clock, or staying up all night, is just a normal thing for these guys. But there's a stabilizer right beside the Fassi crane, and then you come back probably about 4 meters, and there's a smaller set of stabilizers to make the whole thing steady. I don't suppose this weighs all that much if it's made of that fridge material, so it's just a metal over polystyrene. And then of course it's just a house inside, so probably weigh maybe a ton, 2 ton tops. But Fassi's having no problem lifting it up. Yeah. It looks enormous, but you can just see the frame sitting on the back of the truck there now. You can see they're going to put it down on that little frame they've got. There's 2 of them. And then there's it bounces up. And the 2 frames at the back, you can see them better from this angle. And they're sitting on that skid, which makes it easy to load, unload, and when you get it to where it's going, I guess it'll sit on those skids so you can move it around as well. But those skids seem to be tailor-made, so there's a place to put the strops, and where the strops are is also the point where they'll chain it down. So very, very clever. And here we have the Fassi crane. Flashing lights and all on remote control, and you can see the stabilizer sticking out here. It's even got a light on it, a little orange light. There you go. They're happy. The strops have gone loose, and it's time to chain that down. So the first truck's sitting out on the road, the second truck's got his house sign, and this is the 3rd one, and once this one's done, they'll hit the road and we'll follow them along to wherever they have to go. So what happens next is the Fassi crane will just get out of the way. I'll strap it down and then it'll retract. There it comes out to the side, and that man's going to do something with it. There he is. And that's the man with the control. You can see him sitting in front of him. And he'll drop that down. He'll take the loading frame off. And it's retracting now. The Fassi's retracting. Now he'll drop it down and he'll take that bar off. Maybe he won't, maybe he'll just sit behind the cab. There she is. The Fassi's retracted as far as it can. What it'll do next is, once it's got that frame sorted, it'll just fold itself up and sit behind the truck. And everything is tickety-boo. There's the left-hand stabilizer. As I said, he's got the remote in his left hand there. A little hydraulic that'll lift that stabilizer up out of the way. That's clever. He's taking the little foot off it, and that'll lock into place. There's a little pin. There's the pad. Stabilizer's locked, pad's put away, and this little slot on the side of the truck there, and she's all tickety-boo. With me is Bryce from House Me, and welcome to our little show, Bryce. And yesterday morning we were in here filming a Fassi crane putting on a House Me building onto a truck, and that truck was heading off to Foxton.
Cool.
And I was just fascinated with the building, and so I thought, well, best thing to do is come and talk to you guys about your building. So maybe just tell us a little about what you do and the buildings you make.
Yeah, sure. So House Me, we've been trading in some capacity for about 15 years now. Our big focus is affordable housing. So we're always, we've got a lot of different options. All of our units are 3 metres wide. And then they just vary in size by length, so everything in between, so 7.4, 8.4, 9.4, all the way up into 12.5 metres by 3 metres wide, with the exception that we go a little bit wider as well. So generally that 30 to 40 square metre mark house is our forte.
So who are the people who are buying the houses? Sort of people who just bought a section, they want to live in something while the house is being built, something like that?
Yeah, we've got a lot of traction in the regions where there is a genuine shortage of housing. So we've seen a real uplift in workers' accommodation on farms, people that might be putting an elderly parent in the property instead of shifting them off to a lifestyle village or a retirement home. And then we're also, over the last sort of few months, we've seen a lot of Kiwis coming back home. They don't have a place to go. House prices are astronomical, so they might chuck one on the back of mum and dad's property.
So the material you'll use, I just saw there's a big stack of polystyrene with metally this side that they make fridges out of.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a glamorised version of that. The technical term is...
So we're in a fridge.
Yeah, cooler room. Hang your meat up. So yeah, it's colour steel EPS thermopanel, which is 2 sheets of colour steel with polystyrene in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's the cladding, it's the insulation, and it's also the structure. So very durable.
The roof as well?
Yes, correct. Yep. So we don't actually use any wood in our product, which going through the supply chain era that we're in right now is actually a blessing in disguise, because although we experience our little challenges, we're not struggling to meet the huge capacity of orders coming our way.
So for 130,000, you got your section, whatever that costs, and so you're away laughing for sort of less than 300 or 400.
Yeah, well the thing is, you get the odd commentator would say, oh yep, but you got to go buy the land, and that's not necessarily applicable to this product, because it gives you the ability to maximise the potential of land that's currently been underutilised or wasted.
Right.
If you've got a lifestyle block, you've got this house and you've got lots of land, you don't need to go buy any additional land, right? Something like this, which is only, when you put a little deck out front, it might only take up 50 square metres, which is bugger all. So you can just go drop it on the property and hook it up and away you go.
Just looking at the kitchen in front of us, folks, there's the stove, the sink, dishwasher, cupboard space, storage space, place for the food to go in, a fridge. It's got everything you need right here. It's lounge behind us.
And a lot of our customers are often taken back that, like, we have a little bit of a laugh inside, because they walk in and they'll look around and look at all the storage, this is all you need, and people are often quite pleasantly surprised that if I was to say to you this unit's 129,000 including GST, and it comes with pretty much everything you see, I'm quite biased, but I think it's pretty impressive.
It certainly is impressive. Oh well, from putting one of these onto the back of a truck to talking to Bryce about them, absolutely amazing. And there's their webpage. Have a look and have a chat to Bryce or one of the other representatives here, and they'll talk to you all you need to know about one of these amazing House Me little homes.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Fassi, an extraordinary crane. So if you need a crane fitted to your truck, either behind the cab or on the back, then Fassi is the crane you need. Fassi can load your truck and trailer as well as unload them. A versatile crane that saves time and money. So to find out about getting your Fassi crane, just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane, or check out their webpage at www.allcrane.co.nz. Okay, with me is Alessandro, and Alessandro, you're from Fassi, and Fassi is an Italian crane that sits on the back of a truck.
Yes.
Or some sort of mobile vehicle, a boat even, and it's designed to sort of lift a moderate range of things.
Yes.
And the Fassi name, that's come all the way from Italy, and I know it's an old name. It's a noble name.
Let's say Fassi is a family name.
A family name.
Yes,
Yes.
the Fassi company was established in 1965, so many years ago, and with a long history. During the years, the Fassi company developed internationally, and at the moment we are a well-known brand all over the world with the brand recognized as a symbol of quality. We are present practically in every corner of the world. We count on 61 dealers currently.
Yeah, right. So tell me, when did you make the first crane, or who decided they're going to make cranes?
The founder was Mr. Franco Fassi. Now the company is managed by the second generation, Mr. Giovanni Fassi. It's still a family business.
So my next question is, what steel do you use?
We use a special type of steel, which is a high tensile strength steel, which comes from Sweden. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
The commercial name of the steel, it is a strength 700, 900, 1100, 1200, depending from the models, depending from the part of the cranes.
Right. And so that's steel. And when you make them, have you got jiggers or something to bend the steel each time?
Yes, all the design is made internally in our company, and it is through two different methods. We use 3D drawings in order to understand which are the dimension and the performance, the different structural components of the cranes.
Making a crane, and this extends,
Yeah.
and so it's way out here, something lifting, whatever it's lifting, but with a normal crane, it's up like that, and that's its maximum lift. If it's a 300 ton, it lifts 300 ton from there, and as it gets further out, the less it gets. Is that the same with the Fassi?
Let's say this concept that you already explained is for the mobile crane.
Right.
What the type of cranes that we manufacture is articulated type of cranes, or knuckle boom cranes.
Yes.
The idea of the articulated or knuckle boom cranes is more is the distance, less is the lifting capacity. The crane can be equipped with a winch, so with a rope, but it is an option.
Oh, okay.
The articulation gives, compared to a mobile cranes, much more flexibility in the use.
Right. So with the Fassi crane, we watched this morning, there's just a hook on the end. Comes
Yes.
all the way out, hook. You put something on the hook, and then that divides and picks up whatever it is you're picking up, and it lifts and swings it around, puts it down. So there's no rope at all.
Exactly. This is the hook attached on the last crane suspension. It is the standard configuration of the cranes. After that, it is possible based on different applications like roofing, for example, to add the rope and the winch,
Yes.
but it is not a must.
Oh, okay. DMAG stands for uncompromising quality. As one of the world's leading manufacturers of high performance and reliable industrial cranes, crane components and drives, we offer our customers a comprehensive range of smart solutions for their material flow and logistic needs. Our name is synonymous with maximum safety, reliability and innovation. We provide our customers with smooth processes, maximum efficiency and best results. So, want to find out more? Just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane or check out their webpage www.allcrane.co.nz. I was watching something the other day where on the end of this Fassi they had this machine that grabs the tree, saws the tree, puts it down on the ground, and then put it in through a machine that turns it all into sawdust. And then, do you make the extensions as well? You know, the things you put on the end of the crane, like this tree grabber.
Let's say, based on the application, we offer a big
range of accessories which can have tools which can attach to the top of the cranes. One of the tools it is the saw, for example, to chop the trees, and most common are the grapple, or polyp grapple, or a bivalve grab to grab or to collect the waste, to collect the scrap handling.
Oh, okay. So it's like a big grab, like they used to have back in the day. And also we used to use them back in my day, folks, where they would go down to the railway and you get on the back end of an old Fergie tractor or something, and it's got this arm, and at the bottom of the arm is and then you pick up fertiliser with a grab, and you pick it up, swing it around, put it on the back of the truck, and grab some more. That's been around, but I guess you've got something like that as well.
We have something, yes. It is a part of the range of the accessories which are possible to attach on the cranes.
Yeah, that's amazing. The stabilisers, yes. When I buy a Fassi crane, does that come with stabilisers for the truck I'm going to put it on?
Yes.
It does?
Yes, the stabilizer are it's like they have the function to improve the stability of your vehicle. Okay, when you install a cranes on a vehicle, is always a compromise between weight distribution and stability of your vehicle. The stabilizer help you to make your vehicle more stable. We have different possibilities of different width for every model of stabilizers, in order then to offer to the customer the right type of stabilizers based on the vehicle that is selected.
Right.
These supplementary stabilizers that you have seen this morning are designed and manufactured in our company, and is a part of the options that we have available for our customers. Different width for different vehicles.
So when I buy my Fassi crane,
Yeah.
and it gets fitted to the truck, is that fitted with bolts?
Yes, it is fitted with bolts. Obviously, it is not a finished product. Okay, so we needed the help of a bodybuilder, which built the subframe, which is practically has the function to absorb the stress generated from the cranes. It is like a pillow between the cranes and the chassis frame. This subframe, it is a dimension based on the vehicle and based on the size of the cranes and the stress generated from the cranes.
Right. Fassi, as I look around, there's lots of competition, as it were. How is Fassi stacking up in the world market?
Let's say, based on our numbers, based on our size, the size of our organization.
In your little family business.
Still a family business. We are one of the 3 major players worldwide.
Really? 3?
Yes, the 3 major players worldwide. Then there are many manufacturers, crane manufacturers in the world, but let's say we have seen that in the past few years that there is a big gap between the 3 major players, and Fassi is one of them, and all the others. Consider that our production for this year will be over 8,000 units. 8,000
units. And all different sizes.
All are the different
So
sizes,
they might put a little, you might remember this, folks, Mike put a little Fassi crane that he uses for promotional purposes on the back of his little Appy, little Italian Appy 3-wheeler, little motorbike, and the arm extends out, and onto which is an umbrella, and underneath the umbrella there's some chairs and a little table, and on the back of the little Appy is a coffee making machine. So that's just very, very small. So that would be the smallest that you make, I guess. And then what would be the biggest that you would expect to go on the back of a truck?
Let's say our range is so wide that we start with the 0.8 ton meter cranes until the biggest one that we produce, which is the F2150, which is almost a 200 ton meter crane.
200 ton?
Meter.
200 ton?
Ton meter, yes.
Good.
When we are talking about articulated or
Yes.
knuckle boom cranes,
Yes.
there is a universal, let's say, value to identify the size of the cranes, which is a ton meter.
Wow, that's amazing.
In the market, there are only very few manufacturers which are producing cranes with this dimension and
Wow.
with this lifting capacity.
So also this morning we watched the man, the driver of the truck, who was also operating the Fassi crane, and around his middle he had a remote device with buttons and levers, and when he was finishing off he had the straps for the bar, and he brought the bar to the back of the truck, to the back of the Arctic part of the truck, but he's pushing his buttons and he's guiding his crane, the bar at the same time. But he's not looking at his remote, and he's not looking at the crane. It's just automatic. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. So when did the remotes come into it?
But this operator that you have seen, it was a skill operator.
Yes.
The radio remote is an option on some of the model, and it is a standard equipment of many others. For sure, using the radio remote control help the safety. Because you are far away from the vehicle, but not only the safety, also the efficiency. Because as you saw this morning, the scale operator with one hand can full control every movement of the cranes, and now with the other hand can control the load.
Yes, I just thought that was amazing. Oh, wow, look at that.
But not only. Imagine, for example, the application that you need to deliver building materials inside in a building, and you are located, and the operator is located far away from the truck, for example, on the second floor. So from the top, he has a much better overview of the working area,
Yes.
and is far away from the truck, is far away from the load, but still he has the full control of the load and on the vehicle.
I didn't think of that. So the guy's on the second floor, his truck's down there, and everything's lifted up to him. He can see where it's going, who's in the way. Oi, get out of the way, Yeah, so he's not this level, he's looking down on top of it. A bit like a drone. I mean, when we put our drone up, and you can sort of see everything and everybody.
Still is not so advanced the technology on the crane, so but we are working on.
Well, there you go, folks. That's a bit about Fassi, and if you'd like to find out more, there's my email, allcrane.co.nz. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you
my friend.
for your time. It was my pleasure.
And enjoy Italy. We've been there. We know what a wonderful place that is. Yes, so Lake Como, love Lake Como.
No, but New Zealand is also a wonderful place. So every time that I come here, I enjoy.
Excellent, excellent. Well, there you go, folks. Next week, more cranes. Fassi, an extraordinary crane. So if you need a crane fitted to your truck, either behind the cab or on the back, then Fassi is the crane you need. Fassi can load your truck and trailer as well as unload them. A versatile crane that saves time and money. So to find out about getting your Fassi crane, just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane, or check out their webpage at www.allcrane.co.nz.